My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the solo adventures here in Hearthstone. We're going to be continuing with the heist in Dalaran, and going for the heroic mode of the Violet Hole, despite the fact that I did not clear the heroic mode of the Dalaran Bank yet.
We must unleash them.
Murlocs occasionally join the battle. That is probably going to be one of the most randomized effects. So I guess we go back to Mage. Unfortunately, we haven't summoned enough elementals to unlock Burn and Quit, nor frozen enough minions for Frostburn. So I suspect one thing that we might want to consider is purposefully playing an elemental build just so that I can unlock the other option there. Defeat bosses? What do you mean defeat bosses? Have I not defeated? Oh, there's different progress bars for heroic and non-heroic. So that means I should probably stick to only playing heroic or non-heroic, so I'm probably just going to play heroic then. I'm happier losing, really.
This little one shows some potential.
Just quickly pop this down just a smidge. All right, let's go. So what? It was 2 mana, like half Eviscerate was the hero power. Half Eviscerate being deal 1 damage, combo deal 2. Normal Eviscerate being deal 2 damage, combo deal 4. So Murlocs occasionally joining the battle. How that manifests is going to be the most important thing here.
I'm the sharp one.
Oh, what? Okay, so the mouse is still working. But my mouse is entirely de-illuminated at this point. Okay. Damn it, enemy gets a 2-1. Was that at the end of my turn or at the start of theirs? Was it the start of theirs? Because it still has Summoning Sickness at the very least. That's good. I mean, it does seem random. We just got a 6-drop after they got a 1-drop. I mean, this is dangerous considering the fact that there's Underbelly Archer, which is the 2 mana, 2/3 Murloc. Whenever you play a Murloc while this is in play. Or rather, whenever you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc card to your hand. Because you don't have to confirm in play already. Let's go Sorcerer's Apprentice, Magic Trick, see if I can save my minion, and I can. Nice. Just trying to set up for lethal next turn.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Hit the right character. Damn it! You're not gonna hit Spawn of N'Zoth? You know that's the most deadly minion on the board. I mean, ish. I wonder if it only gives you a new Murloc if the first Murloc is dead, because that Murloc Raider being frozen seems to have prevented the enemy from getting a Murloc as a result. I can't guarantee it yet, though. I will have to run more experiments. But for the moment, that seems to be the way this is working, which I would love. Just means that the person with better control of the board wins.
Hit him with the 1-2 cut. Let's get him, Edwin. One of these and one of those. Hi-ya!
I'm very pleased that I'm playing Pyro, so I have the Polymorph here, but thankfully I already had Lethal. That Edwin can actually be really scary. Just considering her deck before that point. Good lord. Oh. After you play a minion, shuffle 2 copies of it into your deck. They cost 1. Oh, that seems interesting. There's also your minions cost 1 less across the board. I mean, we are a mage, but minions costing 1 less across the board is really good for an elemental build. But also, Elixir of Vigor is really good for an elemental build as well. I think all of our minions costing 1 less is probably going to be better. It'll help us get this started faster. I mean, big bad Archmage, big bad Archmage. And finally, we have one that's just all spells. Unfortunately, we couldn't have found that previously when we desperately wanted it. Yeah, it might just be the summoning. The problem is, big bad Archmage is really, really difficult to play in this mode. Not going to be synergizing with it commonly. There's not that many ways in this class to cheat cards out of your hand either. I wonder if maybe I should take Mukla's Champion from Inspired just because I'll have another Murloc on board. So I can take advantage of the minions I already have on the board. Your minions cost 1 less as well, so I can play Mukla with only 4 and then ping thereafter. Daring Fire Eater is only 1 cost. Yeah, it's probably Inspired then. Keezy Copperclip. Alright, so what was Copperclip again? Give a minion a fresh fade, which was just a stealth them. I think it was a 1 mana spell, maybe 2.
Rakanishu versus Kizzy.
It's on autocast and it's 1.
Give up your treasures!
Fair enough.
You're looking a little, hot-headed.
I suspect I don't need 2 2-drops in the opening hand. Oh, I do, because they're not 2-drops, they're 1-drops. I forgot about Expedite. That's my bad. Murloc?
Have you considered going purple? It suits you.
I'm not gonna magic trip yet. Give a friendly minion a random haircut, yeah. I'm not gonna magic trick yet because I'm gonna want to do that after I summon the anomaly. The arcane anomaly, if that's possible at all. Addled Grizzly is really good here after you summon a minion, give a +1/+1. So we probably want to hold as many minions as long as we can as well. Because this pops out next turn, then I slam down a Fairy Dragon, a Fire Eater, and then I use a Hero Power to kill an enemy. Oh! All of that's going to happen, but the Daring Fire Eater is...
Stand out with one of these.
is just playing a 0 mana 2/2. I say that as though a 0 mana 2/2 is bad, but it's a little underwhelming, maybe. Ooh, Underbelly Archer. Underbelly Archer. Whenever you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc to your hand. Neat.
Welcome to the show.
Unfortunately, I don't play any Murlocs, so I can't get the Underbelly Archie. Underbelly Archer.
A little old school.
We can't get it started. You know what? This minion is now called Archie. It's the only way I'm going to refer to it. Clearly, it wasn't a mistake. Ooh, I got Scargill and Archie. After you play a Murloc, add a random Murloc to your hand, as well as your Murlocs cost 1. If only we had a gosh damn Murloc. Yeah, I'm just gonna push for lethal. Don't really need to deal with anything happening on board unless this is taunt. It is. Okay. It's fine. I still have lethal. I wonder if maybe it is a good idea to have at least 1 Murloc in the deck just in case I end up with Underbelly Archer. Sorry, I mean Archie. Probably not, but if it shows up in the right pack, maybe. Spellbinder, if you have spell damage, draw a card. Summon to... not that great. And Malagos, also not that interesting. 2 Mirror Entities and Power of Creation. Probably not that interesting either. Go Big is just like a couple of good cards. The Meteor, really good for taking out minions. Obviously, Firelands Portal, really good for taking out minions as well as summoning your own. Astromancer being a large hand card. Large hand cards don't work particularly well for us because we have mana cost discounts on a vast majority of our cards at this point. So we're playing them out quite quickly. Despite the fact that the Astromancer is probably not going to be that great for us, I feel like it's probably still the right idea. Just for the Meteor and the Violence Portal that we get to have.
Rock and Issue versus the great Akazamzarak.
Thank you.
Give up your treasures!
I was very hopeful that they were going to say it through the entire way so that I could learn how to say it, because I did not want to have a go at that myself. I was just going to call this enemy TGA. Akazamzarak. Akazamzarak. Sorry. Akazamzarak. Okay, so we've got Mogashan Warden. They've got Possessed Lackey. Possessed Lackey is unlikely to be useful for them. Prestidigitation. Add a random magical feat to your hand. Ooh. Transform a random minion into a random critter. Yeah, it could have been worse, I guess. Could have straight up killed it. I'd probably just take the Shivering Tempest to have another thing that gives me another card. What were the other options there? Shimmering Tempest, and then the middle option was the other one I was considering. Immediately forgot what the other option was.
New feat just for you, my lovely audience.
It depends. If that middle card happened to be on curve, that is to say a 4 mana card that reduces to 3 mana,
Have you ever seen something so amazing?
then it actually could have been useful.
I think not. Reducto Mara.
Reduce the cost of all spells in both players' hands and deck by 1. All spells. Right. This isn't Magic the Gathering. Spells does not mean all of my... all of my... Well, not all of, but the majority of my non-land permanents. Good pickup on Pandaria. I'd love to ping this turn, but I can't really afford to. Just due to the fact that it would effectively cost me my whole turn. I should also probably play this magic trick because... Ooh. Primordial? Yeah. Because if the enemy next turn gets another feat that says reduce the cost of all spells by 1, I want to have a card that can have its cost reduced rather than the magic trick that was already on 0. Low quality minions. Give each player a random golden legendary. If you have no 3-cost cards in your deck, transform into the 3/3 copy of random minion. I mean, it's possible I don't have any 3-cost cards. Actually, no, because of the cost reduction, I probably have 3-cost cards for my 4-cost cards. Alright. Water Elemental seems like a really good drop here. Maybe even we just drop Prince Taldaram as well.
Tremble before Taldaran.
More minions out on the board is typically more good. Hey. Thankfully, their 6-drop is an incredibly small minion.
I'll be just like you.
And as I mentioned before, there's no obvious way it would synergize with things in the opponent's deck at this point.
Sometimes I astound myself.
3 Scrolls of Wonder into each player's deck. Okay, well, at least the magical feats tend to be kind of symmetrical. Vaguely symmetrical, right? Because we get the effect out of Scrolls of Wonder more likely before our opponent, because we draw before our opponent. And, you know, if a minion is summoned on both sides of the field, we get access to our minion first because ours will have Summoning Sickness in their turn and be ready to attack in our own.
Yeah,
So it's not
just give me a minute
exactly
to set up this next part.
symmetrical. But it's basically as close as we can afford to get here.
Are flawless. It's boom o'clock.
Beg for
Also, what an awful, awful 5-drop to get there. Bomb Squad. Battle Cry. Deal 5 damage to an enemy minion. Death Rattle. Deal 5 damage to your hero.
Feast your eyes on these feats of prestidigitation.
Also, can my enemies stop getting Murlocs when I'm not getting Murlocs? I thought that was going to be symmetrical as well. Unless I've been trading off Murlocs without thinking about it, then well, it is.
Beg for mercy.
I could have just held the Firelands portal for lethal next turn, but... if that was Ice Block, in particular, is why I mentioned that. Alright, Super Simian Sphere. Gotta remember, this only costs... no wait, spells don't have a cost reduction for us, never mind. Okay, so this does cost 5. Summon King Mukla, give it immune, and cannot be targeted by spells or hero powers. We don't have any duplication effects like that. And we also don't have duplication effects on summon either, so a little less valuable for that. Give a friendly minion +2/+2 and summon 2 copies of it. In that order as well, pretty good. And the Muscle, add 3 random cards to your hand, they cost 0. I kind of want that just because draw does seem to be our problem. And it's a 3 mana 4/5 that does that effect. Elements, hey, 2 elementals. It's actually worse than the other packs right now, particularly Go Big. Discover a spell that costs 5 or more, a Meteor and Firelands Portal is really good. Do I want to purposefully take an elemental that isn't as good as I would like? No. No, I can't. I have to. I just have to take the good spells. We probably shouldn't remove elementals from the deck, though. Even if given the option to remove one that we might otherwise want to. Freezing targets is also really good for us for unlocking the other hero power.
Ah, friendly face. Usual?
Look at 4 spells from your deck, reduce the cost of 1/3 for this run. That almost certainly happens. You're all fired, remove all friendly minions. Dalaran, yeah, I'd get that out of the deck. Then I'd get that out of the deck. Sorcerers, I wouldn't, and Arcane Dynamo, I wouldn't, though. Interestingly, Illidan Storm Rage might be amazing, so if we could recruit them, that's a consideration. The primary reason to recruit Illidan Storm Rage is just due to the fact that it's a 5 mana 7/5, and because we have cost reductions on all of our other cards, or many of our other cards as well, we should be able to summon Flames of Azzinoth that easily. Take a chance. Reduce the cost of a random card in your adventure deck to 0. Ooh, I do like that one, though. Choose a friendly minion that always starts in your hand. None of these. Alright. I'm going to go with take a chance in the upper hand. We'll use the upper hand first. God, take a chance. Please don't hit that.
Good luck.
Oh, it didn't hit that. Okay. Oh, woo. Thought it queued up differently for some reason there. So I did the reduction of a spell's cost first, right? Before reducing something to 0, because I expected that I was going to get low cost spells. I forgot that I have 2 Firelands Portals and 2 Meteors in the deck. So I expected I would get a series of low cost spells, and then I'd select one of those low cost spells, making it 0, and then that take a chance would not reduce something that already cost 0 to 0. It could have backfired pretty badly there. Thankfully, it didn't. You're All Fired is actually a little more appealing right now as well. That's still a 5 mana 3/4 that discovers a spell. The only good thing here is the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yeah, get the hell out of my deck, y'all.
No reason to get rowdy. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
I wasn't intending on the bar.
This warlock opens up wormholes without actual worms. Disappointing.
The worst.
Issue.
Hate it when I go through a wormhole and I find no worms on the other side. Just a universe that has laws of physics, very similar to, but incredibly distinct from our own, as the atoms that represent my body are torn asunder, not understanding the laws of this new world. Yeah, you know, just the worst part of that experience is not having any worms on the other side, right? Ooh, the muscle for the draw. At least we've got it. Both players summon a minion from their deck, they fight. Yeah, that's, again, not really good for us. We don't have big minions, we have big spells. Our biggest minion is probably the Astromancer, which we have in hand right now. Thankfully, we will be able to play the muscle into the Astromancer later, which is going to be really good for us. Ooh, Toki Time Tinkerer is great in the same way as well. Right, it just replaces itself in my hand. The muscle replaces itself and then two, and then Astromancers. Oh! I don't even get to freeze it!
This portal seems dangerous.
Sad. Alright. Let's drop the muscle. Give a friendly minion +4 attack. I can do that with the Messenger Raven and just kill right now. I have to.
That's the stuff.
I don't need to develop these extra minions. I want the Astromancer to get a large minion out for me. Also, in Violet Prisons, enemy has Tarlurker. Ooh. We have... Mini Mage. Yikes.
I need more.
Well.
From the void I come.
I'll have Meteor the turn it's up, right? That's the turn I get Meteor. I want to run as much damage to the face here as possible. That's the thing.
If only I had a Corium Power Core on hand. After I defeat you, mind showing me how that portal works?
No problem whatsoever. I'm effectively just setting up so that next turn is lethal with just the Fire Breather plus hero power. Not only does the enemy have the ability to make themselves immune, they also have the ability to heal with Ziliax. So, you know, just good on them. Good on my enemy that having those things in particular at this point in time. And also, I'm not mad. It just sounds like it.
That's a fireball you can hook up to. I need more.
Alright.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Possessed Lackey, don't you dare bring out anything that heals. Oh wait, I have lethal.
Welcome to the show.
Woo! I was not ready to get my first L in that one. I say first L, that just completely knocks you out anyway. So my L, singular, in that one. Oof. That got way too close for me. Pyros is really good because it's going to be a 1 mana 2/2, 5 mana 6/6, 9 mana 10/10, and Steam Surger gives me another Flame Geyser. The Flame Geyser gives me a minion that's a 0 cost 1/2. Servant of Kalamos gives me another Elemental, which has also got its cost reduced. Perfect. Ungen Oddkind. Ungen Oddkind. What was your build? I think you were a trapper of some kind? That seems about right. No, actually, it looks like you're more a big beast kind of thing with that 5 there.
Fire-footed, flicker-faced, sick for brains.
I didn't understand half of that, but I know I don't like it.
Violence Portal at 4, I mean, there's nothing better. Right, I have to keep that. Hero power on the enemy here is... gonna happen to show me at any point. Summon companions, summon 2 random animal companions. Oof. Anima Golem at the end of each turn, destroy this minion if it's your only one, as well as the Ravenholt Assassin for my enemy. I'm pretty happy with the Golem.
Beastie battle it is then.
The Black Cat is definitely not satisfied, so if I take that, I'm just taking that so that I have a 2-drop next turn. That's fine. Sounds like a good idea. Keeps me on curve. Alternatively, here I have the ability to ping to save my 3-1 on the field, so I can have a 3-3 or a 3-1, but in one case I get to keep a card in hand, so... Oh. Getting Murlocs. How dare you. So I'll attack the face first with the Messenger Raven. Because if this is an explosive trap, I mean, only sacrificing a 3-1 to it is pretty damn good. Oh, my 3-1 already pairs up perfectly against the Iron Fur. So I just ping your ability to remove my 3-1 and set myself up to kill that Iron Fur. I'm getting so much value out of this Messenger Raven. It's unreal. It's unreal, like. Firelands Portal across to Misha. Yeah, okay, that's the board state swung fully to us now. Oh! Especially if you're gonna give me a minion that's gonna get bigger every time it kills another minion. Oh. Well, now, don't be rude. Okay, Muscle will hopefully get us removal. None of that's removal, but those are some big-ass minions. I'm just gonna thump all those down. Set them up and I'll knock them down? What are you talking about? Oh, you probably got something like Big Game Hunter in hand, right? Attack! That makes the most sense. Explosive shot? I mean... I guess I could have positioned a little bit better around explosive shot, but not much. Oh, hell yes. I even get to Astromancer here.
My calculations are flawless.
On each player's turn, the first card played costs 0. I was more scared that it was going to be, like, because it's so synergistic with this character to have Call of the Wild synergistic. It's so thematic for this character to have Call of the Wild. 9 mana, summon all 3 animal companions. But they don't. And for exactly that reason, we're fine. Thank you, Anima Golem. You can collect the W. I think that's our 4th win? Maybe 5th. Double your starting health. Your death rattles trigger twice. What are our death rattles right now? Heal for 5. The death rattles with Pyros fill my hand with giant elementals. It's too few though. You can use your hero power twice a turn. Each costs 1 less. That's really good. Especially with things like Mukla's Champion. The other ones just aren't good, so we take Stargazing here. But Stargazing also gives us the ability to get more value out of something like this, right? Synergies with my hero power. Especially with Kodo Rider, that's ridiculous. So Kodo Rider, Inspire, just in case you're unfamiliar, Inspire is Inspire is an effect that triggers anytime you use your hero power. So we can trigger those twice a turn naturally. Frozen Hosen. Kodo Rider. And the muscle being offered. Okay, give me more copies of something. There. Damn. I want all of these minions really badly, so we're never doing You're Fired. Choose an enemy minion added to your deck. I don't know if there is the ability to build a Cthulhu deck as effectively as you did in any of the previous Monster Run or Dungeon Hunt. I know they're the opposite. But Lich King is a really good card, so recruiting Lich King is not beyond possibility here. +2/+2 for a friendly minion for the run. I mean, +2/+2 should probably go for the minion that I want to keep around for the longest. And while I want to keep the Kodo Rider around maybe longer, it's already healthier than the Fallen Hero. So the Fallen Hero is more fragile, especially in the early game. But if I can summon a Fallen Hero, then I can just ping for 5 turns and get a ridiculous amount of value. Brood, fill the tavern with new minions. I think I do want to do that.
I can always enjoy a quiet night.
After I take the Lich King,
You've made a friend.
Kindle, look at 4 spells from your adventure deck. Use one to, yeah, choose one to remove, happily.
Is something burning in here?
Probably magic trick here. It doesn't cost any less for us. We only have one Sorcerer's Apprentice in the deck. And it doesn't really function perfectly for us a lot of the time as well. Sure. Tell a story to you, then I'll brood for new minions, just to see if I get enough minions that you'll fight is a totally fine option. Nope. 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 Alright, we're done.
Come back again soon.
Celestial Emissary actually would have been a really nice pickup. Oh well.
The good lieutenant is this prison's last line of defense.
I like that her character portrait is just her face palming. And the quote is, she told the whole she needed more security. She told them. I can't believe the prison's getting broken into under my watch. What a Thursday.
Give up your treasures.
Arcade Anomaly and Muscle early is fine.
Me.
That's just perfect characterization. You can only have so many enemies that get really angry at you as they fight them. I want some enemies that are completely nonplussed by the entire affair. Yeah, I've got a Salty Dog. They have a Recruiter. That's really unfortunate. Recruiter is pretty good. Add a 2/2 Squire to your hand. Their hero powers also give a minion +4 health and taunt. That's +1 attack for each other friendly. Kirin Torguard. Well, yeah, that needs to die then, right?
Welcome to the show.
Because there's no way I'm letting you just summon another Kirin Torguard and then hero power afterwards, and suddenly I can't remove any of them ever.
We stand together.
The Meteor is a really good pickup here. I may want to consider, like, for the purposes of summoning a better board, I play the Muscle here, just hoping that I get a way to kill the Kirin Torguard out of my extra cards. And I do. So it all works out in the end. Your hand is empty, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Alright. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to empty out our hand, for a while at the very least, but... at the very least, it's 2 extra damage a turn. Double ping as well as the Flame Eater is probably happening here. Ooh. No, it's double ping as well as the Flame Eater. We don't have the Calamos triggered.
Heating up.
I mean, I also could have just used my weapon. Alright. They just got to add 2 mage spells to their hand as well as wipe out 3 of my minions. I'm a little depressed by that. Because you've done that, it is time for me to set you to the amount of health, roughly, that a normal character has. Damn it! Stop listening to me! Again, I'm gonna get these values out of these pings. How come I only get 1 2s and the enemy gets 4 2s? It's not fair. At least we have Meteor here. Thank gosh I took those Meteors in the Firelands portals as well. This all could have been way more tragic. That could still clear my board, but I'm still killing the enemy. Thank you for trying. I need more elementals. I'm very rarely set up for elemental synergy. So I need enough to be able to chain elementals into elementals. Firefly in particular would be really helpful for that. Inspired is obviously really good with gain +2/+2. For only 2 energy, right, 2 mana, doing my hero power twice, I can give this enemy +4/+4. That's ridiculous. You can use your hero power twice a turn. We can already do that. Yeah, we take Inspired for Cavaldia Raider as our late game.
A lover scorned is as dangerous as any dragon.
Is this Millhouse Mana Storm's bride?
Rock and Issue versus Maleficent Mana Storm.
Just because it said a lover scorned rather than
Give up your
a family
treasures.
mender.
I've been locked up for so long.
So I don't have a natural follow into Colomos, so I just shuffle it back. I'm assuming she's mech based. Probably heal up a friendly mech for some reason. Buff a friendly mech. Summon a 0/4 Squirrel Bomb.
I'm finally free from this cursed mage prison. Time to...
Violet Hold? Where's the tour guide? Oh no! Oh no!
That voice... Millhouse?
Millie dearie. You, evil-looking adventurer, take care of her. I'm off to hide.
I thought we got a free minion to help us with the fight, but no, he's a coward. Oh god, alright, fine. I should probably play Fallen Hero on the same turn as I am going to ping.
Where are...
The enemy is 1 energy ahead of me, so this is like a different kind of encounter. Okay, the Squirrel Bomb's effect is at the start of your turn, destroy this and deal 2 damage to all enemies.
Finally, a second chance.
So we'll just be clearing those. Alright, enemy summon here is the Mosh Og Enforcer. That's actually really bad for me. And Wolfram Shield is ours. After your opponent plays a card, deal 3 damage to their hero. Well, that's fine. Just gonna be double pinging this turn, dropping a Garrison Commander, seeing if that gives my hero power back. It doesn't. Yeah, twice means twice means twice. It's none of the effects are you can use your hero power an extra time each turn. Well, actually, the effect of the passive is you can use your hero power an extra time. I suppose that's in effect first. I need to keep minions on my board for when Mukla is out. I can't just keep losing them all. Caldera Drake. You can use your hero power any number of times. I'm going to play an Elemental this turn as well, so I can play Bonfire Elemental next turn. I mean, Bonfire Elemental next turn is card draw. Card draw is gas, gas is win.
Your turn to fall.
Yeah, I just don't want the enemy to remove many minions from my field. And also, I don't want them to have the mech, the mech Warper on the field. They could have summoned the Iron Juggernaut and then tinkered as well. Had I left that there. That said, Mukla needs to go out now. Mukla's really important here because I can play the muscle and then play out a bunch of cards for free from the muscle next turn. Hero power twice, and suddenly I have a ridiculous board my enemy can't do much about. Ah, there goes the Wrench Caliber. Fair enough. Alright. No, you choose your own targets. That's fine. No, very much appreciated. I even get to buff my both. Hell yeah. It's actually pretty good. Alright, muscle.
It's harvest time.
Let's see if this works.
So I'll just double ping this. Great. Get a ridiculously large board. And set myself up for the easiest fight of all time. So Bolf is going to take my damage instead of my hero. So even all of these bombs being in the deck can't really do anything to me.
Cute and deadly, just like me.
Neat. I think we're not even going to interact with another bomb, and maybe not with Millhouse Mana Storm again. I suspect there is some story if you happen to draw into Millhouse. Maybe I want to hold off on killing so that I can draw Millhouse. I mean, the enemy does only summon a single squirrel bomb per turn. It's not like they're incredibly threatening, let's say. So what? I can decide later. Well, let's actually think about this logistically, right? I want to play as many elementals as possible so that I can guarantee that I unlock the alternate hero power, and I want to freeze as many targets as possible. So let's stall the one fight that we have ridiculous control of for just a little longer so that we can use that control. Okay, that's another target frozen. Intentionally removing 2 of my minions from the field here as well so that I can summon 2 more elementals. Great. I mean, there's no reason that they would make it formatted as though... One sec. There we go. That's another elemental for us. Can't freeze another target this turn, though. Well, if I'd attack differently. Yeah, I should attack differently. There's no way they would choose to present the story with Millhouse Mana Storm as Millhouse Mana Storm being a card on the field, picked back up, and then shuffled into your deck unless they are now in your deck. There's no way they would do that in that way. I don't think that is. And also, I don't know how rare this encounter is. It might be like the treasure room, where this is the rarest encounter, and oh god, I really ought to make value of it while I can. That kind of thing. A random minion into a chicken. Just freeze and kill that minion. There's 12 more cards. That's like a couple more minutes. I don't know how. More and more I'm starting to feel like maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just not a thing. At least give me some more elementals. How about that? Couldn't have done that in the opposite order. Actually made it interesting. Ooh. Okay, there's bomb number 1. Thank you, Bolf, for taking that. What an absolute tank. Alright, I'm killing you. I'm not waiting 12 more turns for that. Especially because I'm 95% sure it wasn't going to do anything. Big Boomba. Destroy all minions. Do it at the start of your turn. Not super into that. Loyal Henchman is 0 cost for us, which is appealing. It's also an extra card in our opening hand. The box each turn, this is in your hand, transform it into a random treasure. Take a Loyal Henchman. And elements? I mean, there is Inspired. Janali is actually probably triggered constantly here. But Firefly is something that I desperately was asking for. Bonfire Elemental helps us get a little bit of the extra draw I've been asking for. Osrook is like a late game drop for this deck. Not really good. But the other 2 are particularly great. I mean, Firefly is 2 1/2s for 0 cost overall.
He is called the Obliterator. Show him the face of evil.
The Obliterator. Alright. I was really hoping we had another bartender around there, actually. Feeling a little shortchanged on those.
Rock and Issue versus Zuramat.
So banish a minion to the void is Zuramat's ability.
The void hungers.
As long as I end up with literally any elemental, this is actually a pretty good curve. My summon is Fellord Betrug. Next, sorry, whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with Rush that dies at the end of the turn. Neat. And Ysera. Well, I know which one I actually wanted now.
Another who speaks to it.
Why do I feel like it's Chump's game to deal with that Void Walker? You deal with it. Because the enemy can't do to the Void on my minion. My minion can't be targeted by spells or hero powers.
From the void I come.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's not just like straight into a Mal'Ganis. That's what I was expecting. Time for the muscle. Hopefully we get an elemental here. I wasn't entirely relying on getting the elemental here, but it would be nice. Your hero has +1 attack this, +2 attack this turn, with Fire Blast being castable twice. It's actually really good. I have the ability to suddenly pop out some damage. I will have to keep a lot of that right up until Ysera pops out, because I need to be able to figure out how to deal with that. Polymorph! Polymorph draw right now. Here we go. Polymorph! Meteor? That's kind of polymorph-ish. Oh, I already have polymorph in hand. No wonder I couldn't draw it. I already had it.
Unleash the beast.
I mean, I'm fine if that 2-1 goes into my Primal Fin, right? Sorry, becomes a 2-1 after going into my Primal Fin. Yeah, because the enemy just misses out on a lot of value on their turn. Oh, really? That was the order you wanted to do those in? You genius. You absolute genius. You flop to the top. You absolute... Ugh. Good lord.
A second chance.
And then I'm going to purposefully do that, summon a minion this turn, exclusively so that I can start the elemental chain. This also locks me out of Meteor next turn, but somehow I suspect I'm fine with that. Bash a minion to the void. So it's just gone forever. Cool, so I have to flood the board with minions? Seems like the way to get on top.
Brothers, heed my call.
Yikes. Damn it. Wanted to discard the amalgam.
Darkness rises.
Well, at least I still have the meteor. Got that going for me. Although, I do want to keep the meteor until Ysera, so... I feel like I actually do just get through this enemy naturally.
To battle!
Feels kind of like just what we have to do here. Like, we don't really have a choice. I have played an elemental this turn, so I'm going to leave the fireflies in hand. Yeah, I feel like I easily could have lost the fight right there by playing the meteor. We need to make this match faster as well, because if Zermatt gets all of those seals off, we are so sad. Aha! Thank you for summoning me a copy. Oh no, wait, that wasn't a copy summoned. Oh, hell yes. It's even better though. Don't want to lose Fellord Betrug here.
Who's up for an adventure?
But I can't play that meteor yet. It's my only way of dealing with the Zera. Betrug. Can I summon any Murlocs from my deck? None at all? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. So unfortunately, my enemy still does get a Ysera card. Oh, great. And they get to summon Fellord Betrug themselves. Perfect. At least the card from Ysera is not counted as drawn, so it's not pulled on the field. Right. Hopefully the enemy underestimates the value of the fallen hero and decides, oh, the Fen Creeper is more expensive, so I'll kill that first. Or just pumps out these seals, yeah. If the enemy wants to pump out those seals, I will take that time bashing the enemy in the face, sure. More than happy to. I mean, this is the version of that still summons me aboard, though. Things are looking okay so far. Yeah, so the enemy now has Azari. So my actions do need to be very face-orientated. I'm concerned maybe my best move is pinging two of my worst minions and just summoning extra minions, like bigger minions. Well, I mean, I do need more gas as well, so sure. Maybe you draw a card. If an enemy is frozen, draw a card? No. Job done. We might freeze another enemy next turn, and if the enemy doesn't Azari, then that's good for us. No, but the enemy does Azari. Well, at a guess, eh? Thankfully, I packed a little. So we don't get lethal this turn, but God, it is going to be difficult to prevent me from getting lethal next turn. Really? All right. I mean, we're still going to kill you, but that's a lot more interesting than it had to be. Real close then. Thank you for our first heroic win here. On our first run as Rakanishu and Heroic in particular. Alright, let's also have a look at what we unlocked. We unlocked...
Check in with the others to see what's happening elsewhere in the city.
Oh, it didn't show us the unlocks that time. Damn it, I feel cheated. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Hearthstone. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all my content on this game, past, present, and future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.